You know the feeling. You walk away from a conversation, step out into the quiet, and immediately start running the instant replay in your head. Did I miss my chance? You weigh the evidence. She laughed a lot, she held eye contact, but then the doubt creeps in. You wonder if she was simply friendly and you're reading too much into a normal interaction. This confusion stems from a specific trap. Most guys wait for a neon sign, a clear verbal declaration of interest, before they feel safe enough to take a step forward. But that declaration rarely arrives. Instead of direct statements, the interaction unfolds through behavioral subtext and subtle shifts in body language. These moments function as probability windows. They are brief openings where she implicitly leaves the door open, expecting you to take the initiative. This timeline maps the anatomy of a conversation. If you hold out for absolute certainty, those highlighted windows close. To navigate this, you have to learn to recognize the signals as they build on one another. The timeline begins here, in the opening minutes. The stakes are low, and her primary objective is checking the vibe to see if the interaction feels comfortable. The quickest way to verify that connection is through mirroring, a foundational, involuntary response that occurs when two people are in sync. If you shift your posture and she instantly matches it, it's a sign of subconscious neurological alignment. You lean back, she leans back. You smile, and she mirrors it. This drive for alignment is why she might laugh even when you aren't being particularly funny. It isn't a critique of your comedy, it is a move to reduce social friction. Look at the cluster of behaviors during that laugh. She leans in toward you, she maintains eye contact, she keeps the smile active even after the joke is over. These exaggerated responses aim to make the interaction feel safe and frictionless, encouraging you to keep the conversation going. Once the comfort is established, the timeline moves into the middle phase. Standard small talk ends, and she begins a more strategic investigation. She moves past surface-level chatter and starts asking about your life, your weekend routines, your habits, and how you spend your time. This flowchart illustrates status probing. It's an indirect way to verify your logistical availability without on your social media story, or ask why you're currently single. It sounds like idle curiosity, but the timing is specific. There is a practical logic at work here. Emotional investment is usually withheld until she confirms there is actually space for her in your life. These questions are a risk assessment. They are designed to find out if you are emotionally and logistically free before the interaction goes any further. This leads to the final minutes of the interaction, the phase where the signals become most visible. You'll see the physical touch barrier begin to dissolve. Shoulders brush, or she sits closer than necessary, resting an arm near yours without pulling away. Then comes the phenomenon of the extended goodbye. The conversation has reached its natural end, yet she stays in the space. She stretches the moment by asking one more question, adding an unnecessary comment, or just lingering before she heads for the door. Finally, she provides a logistical opening. She'll mention she is completely free this weekend, or ask what your plans are for later that evening. The lingering and the schedule drops are intentional. She is creating a vacuum that she expects you to fill by making a move. When you look at the interaction in its entirety, from the mirroring and the probing to the lingering at the exit, the behavior is far from random. There is a price for missing these windows. If you don't step into the opening she provides, she will eventually interpret your hesitation as a definitive lack of interest. This graph shows the relationship between timing and interest. As signals accumulate, the probability of success reaches the peak right at the final opening. But if that moment passes without action, the probability plummets. Attraction doesn't offer explicit guarantees, it offers subtext. Trust the timeline of signals she's giving you. Stop waiting for 100% certainty and take the opening while it's there.